everyone, my name is Emily McCarthy and I'm a network nurturer for the AI applications community here in Minnesota with a group called Applied AI. I also serve as a Fulbright ETA in Bahrain last year, and today I'm here to speak to you about modernizing internet safety education. I would like to begin this presentation by prefacing the fact that this is a non-prescriptive presentation. I won't be telling you how you should be modernizing your programs exactly, or what I personally think you need to do for a successful internet safety program, but rather I want this discussion to serve as a starting point to reorienting some of the conversations we're currently having about internet safety education and provide you with some new perspectives that can help empower you to bring a rejuvenated internet safety education program into your classroom. I would like us to begin by shifting our perspective on how we believe young people actually understand the internet and how it works. In the article, Draw the Internet, a visual exploration of how children think in everyday technology, we're presented with the fact that these digital natives understand the technical workings of the internet less than we expect, especially children. Due to their conceptual development, i.e., using everyday concepts to attribute meaning to the reality around them, children especially have different ways of thinking the internet than we thought in the early 2010s. Children are associating the internet with networks, devices, community, magical thinking, and much more. Additionally, you can see in the bar chart that depending on which class the child was in, greatly impacted the way they think the internet. Thus, I urge you all to use this as a starting point for your internet safety programs. Simply run an activity in your classroom that helps show you how your students are actually thinking and conceptualizing the internet, and this will help you to center their own voices and experiences in your programs. Moreover, I would like us to use this perspective about how young people and children think the internet to reorient how we are working with digital citizenship in the internet safety programs. Currently, the majority of practices, theories, and definitions related to digital citizenship are rooted in adult perspectives and experiences with the internet and with the associated risks with using the internet. This has caused a generational gap when it comes to our internet safety programs, and it leads to young people feeling as though their experiences are not accurately reflected in these models, and it also leads to a decreased understanding of lived experiences of young people on our part. Additionally, I ask you all to look at how you're using digital fluency in your programs to inform digital citizenship. In order for students to become successful digital citizens, they first need to have a high level of digital fluency. We'll dive into this more in the next slides, but ultimately it's incredibly important that we are using the experiences of our students to develop the parts of programs that we will focus on, such as the capabilities and literacies they will develop. This not only leads to students being better digital citizens, but it helps them feel as if they are more readily equipped to navigate the digital world. As I mentioned in the last slide, the foundations of digital citizenship and programs are reliant on the perspectives and experiences of adults rather than young people. This has led to what we deem the major risks of internet usage not reflecting the actual landscape of risk that our students experience every day. In Australia, Western Sydney University and Project Rocket dove deep on how we can reimagine internet safety education through the eyes of young people, and I was astounded at one of their central findings. We as adults place far too much emphasis on the extreme risks associated with internet usage, and thus in our programs are not focusing enough on how these extreme risks are actually associated with routine, everyday internet practices. As we can see in the images on the slide from the research report, Scenarios we deem as extreme risks, such as grooming and cyberbullying, and focus much of our education effort on, are, as reported by students in the research, actually part of the much broader concept of learning to connect and interact with others online. By starting to equip students to navigate the daily routine aspects of being a digital citizen and giving them better tools and coping mechanisms to handle risky scenarios at large, both online and offline, they will be better prepared for those more extreme risks of internet usage and potentially less likely to find themselves at the hands of extreme online risk altogether. Additionally, I would like to address the need for students to cultivate their resiliency. In order to cope with the high amounts of negativity and unexpected emotions online experiences can bring up, students need to have developed a base level of resiliency. In order to do this, young people need to have an opportunity to navigate and mitigate risk online on their own, while feeling confident that they have the tools and support system to do so. According to the young people in the study, cultivating resiliency is not just about bouncing back. It's about cultivating mechanisms for self-care, recovery, and support, and it's deeply rooted in connections to others. By helping our students cultivate their resiliency, we are in turn helping them develop their support systems, independence, and confidence when it comes to navigating risk online. Furthermore, Western Sydney University and Project Rocket worked with these young people to better understand what concepts and literacies they feel they need based on their experiences. As we see reflected in the bullet points here, students would like to see programs that are better equipping them with the tools to maintain their independence online and help them cultivate their resiliency. Additionally, you can see that many of these areas students would like to see more emphasis on actually relate to concepts both on and offline. Concepts such as navigating relationship nuances, how to get formal support, and how to be a good peer. This could indicate to us that we need to be increasing our social education in general. And additionally, you can see that these young people want a better technical understanding of the internet, especially when it comes to data. And this helps reinforce the point from earlier that these digital natives do not have as deep of a natural technical understanding of the internet as we may have assumed. It is also worth noting that young people in this study were aged 12 to 17, helping to affirm the need for continued internet safety education. I know I originally said that this was a non-prescriptive presentation. However, in conclusion, if I were to prescribe to those watching just one thing, it would be that you need to have an open conversation with your students to better understand how they are conceptualizing the internet, and more importantly, what they consider a risk when navigating the digital world, and how extreme risks are actually presenting themselves to your students online. Finally, it is of the utmost importance to center the voices and experiences of your students in your internet safety programs. This is to help them not only feel that this is a relevant program, but it helps them feel more secure in the fact that their needs for staying safe online are being heard and met, and that we're helping them cultivate that resiliency appropriately. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope I have provided you with some new contexts and perspectives to help guide you in your internet safety education programs. Additionally, Val Lockhart and I have talked about opening up this topic in the Minnesota educator community more and hosting panels and discussions around internet safety education and how we can modernize it. So if this presentation has resonated with you at all, please let Val or I know so we can make sure we're engaging the community on this topic. Thanks again, everyone.